So guys, how are we doing tonight?
We're doing great.
We're good.
Awesome. Good to see you guys again.
Romeo
It's
headquarters.
been a while.
Yeah, a week.
Something like that.
Did we miss each other?
No.
Terribly.
Yeah, terribly. Callous.
Callous, sarcastic.
You
we have
know.
a bit of everything here.
He's
Right.
the jet setter.
I'm the piece of shit.
You're the dinosaur.
The jet setter.
All right, well, if you're going to start insulting
Let's-
yourself, let's just start by welcoming everyone back. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And today I thought it might be fun for us to talk about why our society has become so obsessed with looking young. Right.
I'd smile, but the Botox is keeping me.
Well, and you know what? Why don't you get us started? Come on, Naren.
Oh, shit.
You weigh in.
You look very young.
Thank you, I am.
Also,
Comparatively speaking.
very modest too. I mean, your modesty is really shining through.
There has to be a reasonable explanation.
Modesty doesn't choke it.
One of you guys will soon. Well, it's simple. Okay, so from my perspective, being the only non-married guy in this in this group, it's quite simple.
Don't rub it in.
Well, it's about attracting a partner. I mean, that's one of the reasons you want to stay. People want to stay young looking, in general. For me, fitness is very important. So I've always been fit all my life, and it's quite important for me to stay at the same level or as best I can. I kind of kill myself to try and get or stay at the same level, which is difficult, but I do.
But
my
do you
best.
think there's a difference between trying to stay fit as we get older as opposed to trying to look young?
So I don't try to look young.
No,
I
I'm
try
not
to
talking
stay
about you
fit.
personally. I'm
But-
talking
Yeah.
about society.
But Pat, I think you're onto something. I think it's not about looking young. It's about feeling good. And looking young is part of that.
Okay,
So
interesting.
fitness, so people want to feel good. So what makes them feel good? Look good, to be in shape, have nice clothes, so it's all part of that. It's not necessarily just looking young.
And what does looking young even mean?
Oh, look at me.
Well, so
You're very welcome. Right over the plate, right in the middle of the plate.
It's not
I got your back, buddy.
It's not looking your age. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Not
It's so
looking your age.
subjective.
Well, but not looking your age, it is subjective, I agree, because you could be a 65-year-old who looks 60. Does that mean you look young?
No.
So I'm thinking, when I ask the question, I'm thinking more of some of the procedures people are having done today to try to recapture it's almost as if it's the fountain of youth, but it comes in the form of Botox, it comes in the form of hair transplants, it comes in many different forms. And it seems to be a desire to recapture our youth. So you said, what does it mean? What is looking young? Or it means avoiding some of the telltale signs of aging. So last time I looked in the mirror, I see wrinkles and I see age spots and I see less hair and I see all kinds of things that I'm okay with. Other people might not be. I'm okay with it.
Solution to that is to get rid of all the mirrors.
So do we have an ideal? Do we have an ideal? Do we have like a role model, an example of what looking young is? Somebody that looks young to us that we would like to look like? I don't know.
Look at George Clooney.
George Clooney. That's a good one. I was thinking of him.
He doesn't look young, but he looks good.
He looks good.
Yeah, exactly. It's society that's putting this on us, putting this desire to look young on us. When it comes to getting a job or being in a job, when it comes to social interactions, when it comes to almost any interaction in society these days, people perceive you based on your looks. I mean, it's how you're dressed, it's what your face looks like. It's
Do you think that's new?
No, of course not. It's been around forever, and it's not. I don't think it's about to change anytime soon.
But the lengths people are going to today.
Well, look at social media.
Okay.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I think has just put like a spotlight on so many people is, and the ability of everyone to compare themselves to everyone else almost instantaneously.
So social media is a big factor.
Yeah, and all the filters that they have on the social media pics. So now you take a picture. My camera, if I take a selfie, it has a portrait or whatever feature that takes away your wrinkles.
But
if I wanted
but you
to.
would never do that.
I don't need to look at me.
Yeah.
But no, I'm serious.
You look good. You look
Where's the
good.
barf bag?
Yeah.
Why are you being so nasty?
Listen to him. You look good. You're beautiful.
He's a handsome man.
You're a handsome. You're a
There you
hunk.
go. Okay.
God help me. I'm not looking for this. No, seriously, the
He happens to be
now-
the youngest one too of all of us.
I am. I'm the
Doesn't
baby.
matter.
I'm the baby
Well,
of the
he's
group.
the youngest.
I'm
That's
the youngest.
no small thing.
Thank you.
Let's
Oh, what were you talking about?
allow him to finish his thought.
I forgot what that thought
Oh yeah.
Another sign of age.
Yeah, the goldfish phenomenon.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Where am I?
How about the fact, this is going to be crazy, the fact that gay people are more visible and they take care of themselves. And people like, look at that. Yeah.
But what does
Yeah.
that mean, taking care of yourself?
Well, if you look at them, obviously they're single income, but they have no families, no kids. So they spend a lot on themselves. They always look good. Beautiful clothes, hairstyles and everything. So people look at that and say, okay, maybe, that's an example to
But
follow.
looking good doesn't mean looking young.
No. No.
So I'm trying to focus the conversation on this
Well, no,
obsession society now has with looking young.
Those are like, people in
It's not now,
Hollywood,
it's always.
actors.
No, that's my point. It used to be.
Used to
Now
be.
it's widespread. It's everywhere.
Well, it's social media, yeah.
So you made the point earlier.
Yeah.
I think it's a very valid one.
That's true.
It's everyone compares themselves. That's I guess that now I remember what I was saying before.
Yeah.
Everyone compares themselves to these unrealistic pictures that they see with the filters on. And
Yeah,
it's
with
like,
the filters, yeah,
and
you're right.
I wanna look at this person. Oh, I look 45 years old, not a wrinkle on their face. Yeah.
It's also expectation because we're living longer. So the saying, what is it? The 60 is the new 40, right? We buy into that.
You believe it?
That's the new 40 euros.
What is wrong with that? We have to be upbeat. That's okay. I think there's nothing wrong with us, having this ambition to stay healthy and to look good, not to look our age. It's okay. But I mean, when
what
you
does
take
that
it to
mean,
extremes, when you take it to extremes, and you take it to the botched plastic surgery and all the other shit that people do to themselves, and you see
Yeah.
the results, then you know that society somehow has gone off off the rails.
So what are those boundaries?
First of all-
what in your mind is acceptable and what's going overboard?
Okay, to me, what's acceptable is first of all to be comfortable in your own skin, not to overdo it. Accept
No,
your
we're trying
age.
to, when the boundaries mean not overdo it. So what does overdoing it look like?
Well, like if I dye my hair, look at my hair, all of us. I mean, if I dye my hair and tomorrow my hair is completely brown or a full color,
Mhm.
I
You
think
were
that.
blonde when you were younger.
Thank you.
So you're saying that's going overboard.
I think that's going
But
overboard.
if a woman does it, it's okay.
Not necessarily.
Well,
Not
come on.
necessarily. Not necessarily.
Every woman
Uh,
at the
there's
age
a-
of 25 has the hair.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Have you guys seen Jamie Lee
Yeah,
Curtis?
okay, name
Jamie
one.
Lee Curtis. Come on.
Aki,
Gray and white hair.
Yeah.
Looks so good. Come on. It's doable.
You have become the king of the anecdote.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're naming one person out of 7 billion on the planet.
Hey, what else, Jimmy?
There are other people who look like George Clooney, salt and pepper hair.
He's talking about women
Yeah,
dye their hair.
yeah.
Most women.
You
dye
just
their
said
hair.
that
right.
drawing
I
the
just-
line, you said if someone in your shoes
I
were
saw
to
Meryl
dye his
Streep.
hair-
Meryl Streep without dyeing her hair. She looked
Aki,
good.
can we get back to the question?
Yes, go ahead, please.
You said crossing the line is someone your age dyeing his hair. And I asked you the simple question, does the same apply to a woman?
And my answer is not necessarily.
Why?
Because I think you could look good and you could look young and you could look really vibrant if you have gray hair, regardless if you're a
Okay.
man or a woman.
I'll be the sexist guy here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's acceptable for a woman, not for a man.
Okay, and
The
why
same
is,
way
why
shaving. Shaving is not acceptable for a man, and a woman should be.
Oh, give him more rope.
Exactly.
Give him more
Yeah,
rope.
I think,
Shaving the face or?
the armpits and everything,
And so what do you base that on?
Well, I just, it's attractive. To me, a
Based
woman-
on whose standards?
Oh, mine.
Okay.
There you go.
So you would tell us.
No, but there's this
I'm
question.
asking the question because
Yeah.
honestly, I don't get it. I understand some of the factors that are contributing to it, and you raise one that is certainly top of mind, social media. as having a huge influence on people's lives. I don't get it because it's not part of I don't want to say my insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with getting old. It doesn't bother me that I've lost most of my hair, that it's changed colors, that I've got wrinkles, that I've got aging spots. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't mean that I'm not concerned with maintaining a level of fitness. I exercise pretty regularly because I want to feel good. But to me, feeling good does not necessarily mean looking a certain way.
Yeah, looking
It's
like you were
feeling
40.
But
good.
you do accept that feeling good is also part of, it's also related to feeling young. The two go hand in hand, no?
No, I don't consider myself young anymore, but I feel good.
Yeah. But to answer your question, when does it go overboard? To me, that's surgery. If you're buying creams, stuff like that, that's fine.
If you're injecting Botox, that's okay?
That to me is surgery, sort of, because
Okay.
you're injecting. You know,
Okay.
but yeah, that's where I draw the line.
So topical creams are okay.
Yeah.
Pills, vitamin pills.
Oh, that's supplements. That's fine.
Supplements
yeah,
and stuff
sure.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I take supplements.
Nip and tucks, like light techniques, light touches, retouches.
Well,
When you say light, as in laser or?
Yeah, laser or
Well,
just,
yeah.
you know, just fixing your neck. That's not really surgery. Would that be?
You have one scheduled?
Do I need one? Go ahead, be honest. Give it to me straight.
No, look, surgery to me is overboard. It is. You know, I mean, not talking about obviously health,
Right.
but yeah,
But smaller scale stuff like I just described,
That's
you're okay
all-
with that?
that's not small scale.
Okay, nip and tuck is not small scale.
No, because that's, general anesthesia.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm listening to you guys, I'm thinking it's very personal.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone, I mean,
Has a different view.
everyone has a different view of what's acceptable to them in terms of how they want to make themselves look. And again, I'll throw out that it's different for married folks than single folks.
Oh, no,
Why is
no,
that?
no, no.
Because when you're married, a couple of things happen magically.
You give up?
A couple of things happen magically. Your eyesight gets bad just as all the wrinkles come on. So all of a sudden you're looking at each other's eyes, but everything has that nice little fuzzy look because of age.
So sad.
So you look into each other's eyes and you say, "Oh, you look as beautiful as the day I met you."
He's a comedian.
Because to your eyes, that's,
No.
but it's actually true because your eyesight starts going in the 40s just as the wrinkles start coming in. Anyway, but for married couples, you're aging together, and as long as the relationship is strong, you're aging together and you're growing together as a couple. And to me, that's a wonderful
Yeah,
thing.
but
So it's interesting because I know of several married couples, and I say married couples, they've been married for decades, where one or both of the individuals are undergoing some treatments. It's not necessarily surgery. In some cases it is, in some cases it's not, but they're undergoing various procedures in order to look younger than they actually are,
Yeah. And that's a personal thing.
right?
but there are.
So I don't know that I'm saying this, and again, it's not a wide study, it's a handful of people. I don't know that it makes a difference whether you're married or not.
Because the way you're saying it is that you're doing it just for your spouse. No, doing it for myself.
Yeah, I would. The way I was saying it was not to do it for your spouse, but not do it because you're growing old together and you have someone, you have your partners there, someone single like me who wants to potentially go and meet someone.
Yeah, but you don't
Wants
know.
to make sure that they're as attractive as they can be to the opposite
Yeah, but
sex
you're
or
gonna
the
do
same sex, as it were, right? And they want to be attracted to attract the person that they want to meet in the future, for
Yeah,
example.
but as a married couple, you don't know who's going to win the race. You want to be ready. If you do win the race, you want to be ready for it.
You're such a romantic.
Oh shit! Okay, no, I didn't think of it
So
that way.
smooth, Dominic.
So
Dominic, you
here's
have a
to winning the
unique way of
race.
looking at that.
It's full of love.
Okay. Well, again, that's an interesting point. I didn't think of it that way. But I would have thought as someone who's still out there, if you will, looking to meet a partner, that you'd be a little bit more
Sure.
inclined to keep yourself, or for myself anyway, my mindset is health because I want to. That's the working out part, but also the looks. But you can't really do much about your looks. I mean, if my hair is falling out, my hair is falling out. I can't do anything about it. If it's going white, it's going white.
Actually,
You
you
can't do anything
can.
about it.
No, you can.
You can go back to your homeland. They do great jobs.
My homeland.
So
Oh, the surgeries in
Yeah, Turkey.
In Turkey.
Yeah, it's
Well,
amazing.
there are procedures in many countries.
Yeah, but Turkey is the best.
They
for
cost
hair
less.
for hair implants.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, noted.
Okay.
You can certainly change the color of your hair. There are a number of things you can do.
I can, but I wouldn't want to. I mean, that's the thing. Personally, I'm not of the opinion that I would do anything to myself to change my appearance besides, maybe moisturizing so I wouldn't have dry skin. But that's, for me, that's what's important. I would never do a surgery or something like that. I mean, for me, it's just not, it doesn't seem right.
Okay, let's put the cards on the table. Lauren,
Yeah.
tomorrow morning you can attract 160-year-olds. And that's not what you want. You want this 40-year-old.
Yeah, I'm still okay with that. I'm doing all right.
So that's why it's a little different.
Well, again, for myself,
What about the 60-year-old who has undergone procedures to look like a 40-year-old?
No, it's still a 60-year-old body. You can open the hood, the motor. That's mileage.
Again, Mr. Anecdote at the microphone, Jane Fonda.
What about her?
Jane Fonda is, I think, a beautiful lady. I mean, whatever
You would break her hips in a second.
Well, that's another conversation. That's beside the point.
So I want to
Jane
ask you a
Fonda-
question.
yeah.
If Jane Fonda had not undergone numerous procedures to look easily 20, 25 years younger than she actually is, than her chronological age,
Right.
would you say at that point, okay, she's no longer a beautiful lady?
Not necessarily. No, I mean, if she's an intelligent lady, beauty is also
So you like the person.
beauty is also about the kind of personality that you have, the way you present yourself, the way you interact, your warmth, your humanity. I think she's somebody that has all of that as well.
How many times did you watch Barbarella?
She was, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see what that has to do with the subject
But,
at hand, but anyway.
I think he just likes her as a person.
Let me just that image.
Maybe this will be an exaggeration, but Betty White,
Mhm.
she was a good-looking woman, even at 100 years old.
Mhm.
You could tell. I don't think she had any procedures. I don't know. Maybe.
Who knows? And if she
Yeah.
did, it was probably more subtle than other
Yeah.
people.
But she's no Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda, I mean, basically.
But Jane
Fonda
Fonda,
stands
but Jane
out.
Fonda is not Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that. I think that's an example where there was some balance. It was whatever she did it, in a balanced, sensible way. So she didn't, become grotesque or it wasn't overdone. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're right about that. Not like Courtney Cox. I mean, she looks horrible.
No, she's not the only one.
No, she's not the only one. Priscilla Presley.
Okay, let's not dwell on the women. How about some guys here? Who
Oh,
really?
guys.
Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, Mickey Rourke. Did Mickey Rourke have any procedures done?
Did he not?
Did he not?
Okay, that was a disaster.
Yeah.
That we agree.
Gene Simmons.
There we go. Another one. Very good example.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, for the women viewers.
So there are more and more men
Yeah.
that are
Yeah, you're right.
undergoing
Yeah,
these
There
yes,
we go.
procedures.
yes.
Good recovery there.
Yeah.
And no, and I think what's interesting is that marketers who used to, in my view, target women, not just principally but exclusively,
Yes.
are now not only targeting women of a certain age, meaning, the 60 plus crowd, but are targeting women from a very young age, saying you should actually have Botox done
Oh.
before the wrinkles come in
Yeah.
as a preventative measure.
Well, that's
Right?
Yeah.
So they're targeting women in their 20s. And
Even
they're also-
younger.
they're also targeting men
yeah.
No, definitely.
Well,
Makeup,
very aggressively.
for
It's
makeup, for
yeah.
hair removal, for all of that.
And what they're doing is they're preying, and again, in my view, on people's insecurities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So if you're someone who has doubts about your appearance, or you have issues with the way you look, you're
Everyone
perfect
does.
candidate.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Everyone has something they don't like about themselves.
Well, but there are people who don't like something about themselves that are perfectly fine with living with that something.
But that's
And there are others who will go to any length in order to change it.
Yeah.
But
Right? It
that-
becomes an
but
obsession.
that's the rinse and repeat concept. Shampoo companies double their sales by adding rinse, repeat. And so now it's the same thing. If we're targeting women, well, let's increase their targets.
No, it's a huge industry.
And it works.
Well, they were
Works.
targeting dogs with cropping of ears and tails.
Oh.
Right? So everything,
There you go.
there's
Talk about going off the rails.
But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
For the dogs? For the pets?
No, forget the pets.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Maybe we'll talk about pets in a different episode.
I'm just talking about.
Well, it is cosmetic surgery.
Our range is just breathtaking. I just have to say that. Breathtaking range.
My brain just went there. I'm
But
sorry.
like what Pat said, nothing wrong with growing old. There's nothing wrong trying to improve your looks. That surgery, I don't get it.
Yeah, I think it's a somewhat sad reflection on society that we think that we should capitalize on these personal insecurities, and instead of encouraging people to embrace the aging process, in other words, enjoy every stage of life. You may look different, you may feel a little bit different, but if you take good care of yourself, there's every reason to believe that you can enjoy every stage of your life. But that's not the message. The message is,
Stay young.
right, stay young.
Stay young. That's it.
And you should feel terrible
If you're
about
looking
getting
old.
old.
Exactly.
The group Alphaville, that song Forever Young.
Yeah.
Google the elite secret these days. And the song was not, didn't play in his favor.
No,
So, no, I think, but
it's the same for all of us.
spending money on creams and clothes and hairstyles, and I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then God forbid, you get some sort of horrible health diagnosis and you get that scare, and all of a sudden, all this looking young and
But you lose weight.
all the aesthetics, all of it just goes, by the wayside.
It
The way we
doesn't,
are.
it doesn't though.
You don't think so?
No,
No, it doesn't.
no, it doesn't.
So what
I
are
think
they?
it's an obsession.
Yeah.
So you mentioned social media. What other factors, either societal factors, have contributed to
Dating.
this
Dating.
dating?
Forever. Everyone wants to date younger.
But, well, I don't know.
Most people do.
Okay, most people do.
Yeah.
Dating is something that has always occurred.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's been around forever.
Except-
Everyone's wanted to.
Yeah. Except now you gotta flip right or
Yeah,
right
that's
or
it.
left. I don't know what it is there, but so
On
you have to
Grindr.
you have to look good.
Sorry, Tinder.
But so yeah, you have to look good in that picture. But usually those pictures are like 20 years old, right?
Yeah, with all sorts of filters on. it and
There
everything
you
else.
go.
I've been through that with
Yeah,
the online dating
exactly.
sites, so it's not very fun. But to answer your question, yeah, it's one of the reasons why people want to look young, because they want to attract younger, and that's
And they want to defy death, and it's the whole
that's health.
longevity.
that's
and,
health versus.
But I
looking.
think both of them, they go hand in hand, right? You want to look good, you want to be healthy, but you also want to look younger, and this way, somehow aging, you manage to put it aside.
as much as possible. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. No one wants to get old. I mean, seriously, there's no benefit. There's no embracing of, oh my
Yeah.
God, I want to wake up and have aches and my ankles creak and my knees hurt and my joints are.
So what do you
doing this.
prefer? The diet 60?
No, but all I'm saying is that nobody wants to get older. It's just it's a fast.
I think everybody-
You just have to be at peace with it.
James Dean.
I think everybody wants a quality of life.
Yeah,
A quality of
that's
life.
it. And
That's right. So
as
you have,
best you can.
if you feel good in your skin and you like yourself, your life, your life will be happier in theory.
And so what we're saying is many people don't feel that way.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Or they don't feel it enough.
And it seems to be a growing
Well, also
percentage of the population.
So ads, society, social media, everything is bombarding people, telling them they're not good enough, especially women. Now it's coming more to men than it was before.
But you're also talking about the marketing of all this, right? I mean,
Well, of
this
course.
is the society that this is
It's
the
all-
ideal now that we peddle.
Well, look, we just had a Barbie movie, for God's sake. What does that say about it?
Actually, there was a serious
Yeah, it was nice.
serious-
The messaging was nice and all of
Right.
that, but again, the,
You guys
the
watched it?
fundamentals of them.
What?
You watched it?
Yeah, I watched it on the plane. Yeah,
Okay.
No, I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I'm bullshitting.
of course I watched it.
Okay, that's what.
When you're on a plane, you got
It's what I heard.
What about peer pressure? I know we always think of peer pressure about young people. There's peer pressure with old people, older people as well. So when a friend, let's say a woman, sees her friend getting Botox or surgery,
Right.
then okay, then I need
But
to
that's
do that
it's
too.
become the norm. That this is
Yeah.
the thing. This is the norm
Yeah.
now. This is the way
So
society
peer
rolls.
pressure.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a good one.
Yeah.
So what do we do about it, guys?
So if you start having Botox, then we have no
For
choice.
ourselves and for society at large.
For society, this podcast.
So what is
is
our
to help
strategy? So
society.
what is your strategy? How do you deal with aging?
How do I deal with it? I work
Right.
out.
What's your philosophy around aging?
I work out like a motherfucker.
Okay.
I go to the gym 5 days a week when I can.
5 days a week. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
During the week, I take the weekends off. I'll go jogging if I
So
can during the
okay.
week.
So exercise.
But I
A
exercise.
real serious conditioning.
But I.
And what about mentally and your?
Well, my exercise is physical, very physical. I hit a bag, so for me, it cleans my mind as well because I get a lot of stuff out.
You can't see the mind.
Yeah, but there's a psychology to it too. I guess that's my point.
So my working out, I don't work out with weights. I work out on a bag. So
Okay.
when you work out on a bag,
Okay.
it's physical. You're hitting something. It cleans my mind.
But are you worried? Are you scared about
what?
growing old? Does that worry you?
Well, I look at my mom and seeing her in her 80s.
The genes are there.
Well, it's not for me. I've looked at life in 10-year spans, right? 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I'm ending my 50s. I'm stepping into my 60s. And
How old are you?
I'm gonna be 60 this year.
Oh, you're gonna be 60.
Yeah.
Take note, guys.
Yeah. So
Yeah, milestone birthday.
I'm not. No.
December
Special
31st.
podcast.
December 31st.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a birthday person.
The first
Anyway,
remote Romeo podcast. But go ahead.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're turning 60.
Sorry, no. So the decade. I look at life in tranches of decades. So,
Tranches.
Yeah, so 40s,
Very
50s,
Oxford.
60s, and so on, right? So I think the 60s. So when I was transitioning into my 50s, I was thinking this way years ago, decades ago. So when I was transitioning into my 50s, I was consciously thinking about, hey, this might be the last decade of good health, because you don't know what's going to happen. And I think when you pass through your 50s, because I think a lot of cancers get diagnosed in the 50s for men. I'm not 100% sure of the.
It's
the
prostate.
statistics.
Exactly. At all stages of life.
At all stages, but I think.
Well,
up
as you get
until
older,
60
there's a higher incidence. It's not complicated.
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking, okay, if I get past, these 10 years, could be the last ones. You don't know. So I wanted to stay young. I wanted to stay fit, and I wanted to be able to do everything I wanted to do. Now that I'm looking at my 60s coming up, I think that's another 10 years that I could say, okay, I think I could still stay in shape and relatively well. I hope keep myself together. That's another 10 years only. After that, it's the 70s. To me, the 70s right now are a huge question mark. And I see my mom in her 80s, and she's slowing down quite a bit. And with a walker, she broke her hip, all this other stuff. God knows what's going to happen to any of us.
Yeah.
But from a life perspective, when I think about, hey, I want to go, I want to travel, I want to do stuff, I want to sail, I want to do whatever. I have a bunch of things I want to do in my life. I can do that maybe for another 10 years. That's the way I kind of look at things. And then I say, okay, well, how can I keep myself as fit as I can without injuring myself, hopefully, because I do get injured from time to time, and actually do the things I want to do. And that's my focus.
Yeah, so part of what you're saying, I agree with. Using different words, don't put off certain things you want to do or accomplish indefinitely.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
time may not be on your side.
It's definitely not.
By the same token, because we don't know, you can find that your 70s and maybe into your 80s, you're in relatively good health, able to do many things that some of your peers are incapable of doing, but you're able.
Yeah.
Or could you,
No guarantee, but
could it be the president of the United States?
I wasn't born there, but yeah.
I think, I don't know. No surgery. Do everything else.
But again, there's no guarantee for any of this stuff, you know, beyond.
No,
so
but you talked earlier about your question, what our solution is for society at large, and you're bringing it to a very personal level. But Dominic, what about you? What do you think can or should be done in order to change this trend?
I don't think everybody has to make their own choices.
Mhm.
I've made mine. I mean, there's no surgery, but
So-
I'll do everything else.
So you're not a person who's easily influenced, are you?
No.
But most people in society are, and I think
Yeah.
that's part of the issue, because whether it's social media, it's advertising, it's other things, people are being influenced in a significant way. And you know, coming back to your question, should we do anything about it, and can we do anything about it?
I think also are we kind of, is Europe? I have this impression that Europe kind of regards aging differently than North America.
They do.
Europe, it's more respectful. It's more not something to be afraid of
Well, they
so
look
much.
better. They look better.
And they look like
they
wow.
look amazing.
They
Right,
look better.
right.
It's,
So,
it's the diet, it's the weather.
and it's the lifestyle, it's the level of stress,
And they like
it's
older
the
men.
choices they make.
And they like older men in Europe,
That's true.
Please continue.
You're saying,
especially in Spain.
It's Spain,
Especially in
yeah.
Spain, where Noran tends to hang out.
Yeah,
so you're saying there's a disproportionate number of people who have daddy issues in Europe.
No, I think they find it. I think it's beyond that. I think it's they don't find it too creepy.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
We'll leave that with you.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's leave that aside for now.
No, but yeah, Europe, yeah, I think, yeah.
Different attitude.
I don't know how he would feel if the situation involved, you know, one of his children being with 30 years older.
Hey, they got to live their lives.
No, I understand. It doesn't mean you don't have an opinion about it.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty open-minded.
Yeah,
We
sure.
know.
Until it happens.
I'm also very violent.
Exactly. Those are easy words. Yeah.
So I think attitude and society also.
Yeah.
Society's approach to this is also it's a big element. And I think, and again, I go back to Europe. I think there's a different take on aging. It's not as feared as much as it might be in North America. It's not, you know, the big marketing extravaganza that we have. But it's, you know, different influences
I
completely.
don't know. Some of the pharmaceutical firms that are most profiting from this are European
Yeah, they're all
businesses.
marketing and selling to
And
the
they're not-
Americans.
No, they're marketing around the world.
Okay.
Right? And you know, there's a lot of cultures where there's hypocrisy everywhere. But you know, it's perhaps more masked in certain cultures than it is others.
So you think?
Well, I look at, for instance, in the Middle East, where we think, you know, people of certain cultures are much more conservative in how they dress. The fact of the matter is that in public they're wearing
Oh,
yeah, of
body
course,
coverings,
of course,
and underneath
of
it's
course.
Victoria's
Yeah,
Secret.
exactly.
course.
It's the biggest
How
pocket
about
was
the
there.
Sorry.
Next time Pat goes, he'll investigate and report back.
Well, they're all wearing the dresses, but anyway.
But let's ask the question differently. Would any of you consider surgery? Or,
No,
Cosmetic surgery?
Yeah.
For me, absolutely not.
absolutely not.
I do it.
Maybe I can get a Bruin hand.
No.
No, yeah, just, you know.
Yeah, but we're the exception. I mean, most people would absolutely jump at that, and they do.
I don't know.
Not maybe surgery, not maybe surgery,
Not
but
guys.
Guys.
Not guys.
Because guys
Not
our
guys.
age. Guys our age?
No.
I don't think
I don't
they're-
know.
I don't think
You
they're
know,
that many. I think-
men grooming, and it seems to be like there seems to be a lot of
Aesthetic, yeah.
aesthetic.
Yeah, Mr. Harris.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I partake. I have to. Yes,
You choose to.
I choose to.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Ask his
you
wife,
see
yeah.
me, if you see me shirtless, you'll understand. It's like
It's still a choice.
I don't
it's
know.
a what?
It's still a
I,
choice.
know.
It is a choice.
But
I
you can
never understood your concern about that. But speaking of that,
Well, it's easy for you guys to say, right? When you're not, your torso is not, a gorilla suit.
Jesus Christ, where do we get to?
I don't know.
Picture, if you will.
Hey,
well,
That's
take your shirt
possible.
off for us.
I've been on vacation with him, so it's
There you
So,
go.
did one of you suggest we do a shirtless podcast?
Now watch the views explode.
No.
Or implode?
well, we are pantless.
So retired old men with no shirts.
So yeah.
So so we have Nuran, who's non-committal one way or the other.
No, I'm not.
You wouldn't?
There's no reason to, as far as I'm concerned. I like the way I look, so I'm okay. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm getting old. Wrinkles all over the place. Fine. White hair. Fine.
But did you guys like at what point? We must have at some point. Did you say to yourself, okay, now I've crossed the line here, and now
Okay.
I'm heading towards old age.
Yeah, definitely. Years ago.
Really?
Oh.
In your 50s?
Yeah.
I'm now I'm doing it. I'm 64, and we're about you guys are retired. I'm about to retire, and that's where that's one of the one of the touchstones of life. Once you look at retirement,
Yeah,
aging is
for me,
around
I
the
think
corner.
It's unrelated.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too.
One thing I'll admit though, I would consider hair transplant.
Yeah.
That I would.
Yeah.
Go to
Yeah.
Turkey. I've seen a couple of people.
Where are you going for vacation this summer?
Yeah,
Istanbul.
because I've seen a couple of people that I know, and their results are amazing.
Yeah, so I know some men
Public baths.
in our age group
Yeah.
who are in the process of having procedures done.
Yeah.
Some involving
Yeah.
hair,
True.
others involving other facets of their appearance.
Yeah.
And it's so I agree that it's personal. Who am I to judge? Well, it's what I do, but
You're expressing.
but
opinions.
I find it sad. I find it sad. Like, to me, when I'm talking to someone and they're explaining to me why they're doing it, I understand it, but I find it sad.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, what
that
is
they're
it?
having such difficulty accepting the aging process.
Well, because you think that's what it is.
Excuse me.
You just want to improve your looks. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's like buying a $5,000 suit.
So did you have the conversation with your friends, the couple that have chosen to do this? I mean, how does that conversation go for you?
Well, no,
You
interestingly,
stuck it with somebody else.
no.
Oh.
It's not just one.
Okay.
It's a number of people, and again, I understand their rationale for doing it, but to me, there's some underlying insecurities,
For sure.
and that's what's leading them down this path. And you talked about influence earlier, so there's social media, there's peer pressure, and all these things are true. They're very real. But I know for myself, I look at, so I'm in a long-term relationship, right? And
Anyone we know?
yes.
All the doors are closed in the room.
Neither one of us looks the way we did when we met,
Well,
right?
duh.
But to me, I look at my wife and I say, to me, she's every bit as beautiful as she was when I met her. I'm not sure everybody else would share that perspective. Maybe they look at it differently. But for me, I look at her and I think, my gosh, I was incredible. I felt incredibly fortunate then, and I feel incredibly fortunate today. Yeah, when I met her,
I'm the idealist?
There were no wrinkles. There were no, you know what I mean? But
Beautiful.
Isn't it?
But to
And
me-
I'm the idealist? Welcome to the idealist.
well, but I'm
Club.
just telling you what I see and what I feel,
Because you're still in the race.
right? Right? And I gotta tell you,
I'm sorry.
she's a free woman, but if she were to come to me and say, you know what, hon, like, this is starting to bother me. and I'd
About
like
you?
No, about herself,
Oh, okay.
right? She's long past worrying about
That's another conversation.
If I haven't completely turned her off by now, it ain't gonna happen. My awards were visible at a pretty young age.
You still have a lot of runway, my friend.
Yeah, no, I don't think looks is the reason she married me. Anyway, but no, if she were to approach me and say, you know what, I'm not feeling great about this, I'd like to have this done,
You take some check.
I would strongly discourage her.
Oh, would you?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's the right thing.
yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
I
don't
would
know.
As well. I would as well.
Just out of respect, not, I mean, just
What's that?
you raise it. If she really felt that she really needed to do this to feel better about herself, I would have an open mind.
No, but the conversations.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have this conversation with strangers or people that.
I'm talking about our wives. I'm talking about our
Right.
wives.
But with my wife, let's spend some time understanding why you feel that way.
Okay, yes.
Is there
we have a
anything, is there
yes.
anything I'm saying or doing that's making you feel that
No.
way?
Fair
Is there
enough.
anything other people are saying
Fair
or doing
enough.
that are making you feel
Fair
that
enough.
way?
But
Because
we're-
honestly, I look at you and it's like, wow.
Because
Like,
because of the relationship that both of us have with our wives, we respect them enormously. So if a conversation like that starts, you really want to understand, and you want to be supportive, and you want to make sure it's the right thing for her.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I'd be lying if I were to say I'd be okay with it. Like, I really would not want her to do it. Like, I have really strong feelings in this regard. And we've had the conversation because, some of her girlfriends have started going down this path.
Interesting.
And she says, oh, so-and-so this and so-and-so that. And I'm saying, okay, you're telling me this just FYI, you're telling me this for other reasons. It's like, please don't ever let that enter your mind. Like, you're so beautiful the way you are. And I want to see you at every stage of life. I want to appreciate you as you are. In your 50s, in your 60s, in your 70s.
We're gonna take a break.
No, but
We're gonna take a
honestly,
break.
That's how I feel.
That's
Right?
a beautiful thing.
And I'll tell you for me where it comes from. And this is an odd thing, but it's been with me from the time I was a teenager. I remember, and I have my maternal grandmother lived past her 100, like she lived close to 104 years. And I remember during one of her visits, sitting down across from her. And she was telling me a story and I was looking at her. And here is this, at the time, like 95-year-old woman. Like her face is creased. Her hair is like white. And she's talking and I'm looking at her thinking, my gosh, there's beauty emanating from this woman. It has nothing to do, like she doesn't have this flawless face, but she had this expressive face. Her eyes were lit. And the expression on her face and the stories she was telling about when she was younger and the way she was telling them, and she was well into her 90s for sure.
Like you didn't see that old person when this woman was talking to you.
I saw a beautiful person.
Exactly.
That's what I saw, right? And yeah, I think every stage of life is to be enjoyed to the full extent possible. And I understand, sometimes we get to a point where we need walkers or we need braces or we need surgery for medical reasons, not for cosmetic reasons. But if that's what life throws our way, that's what life throws our way. And I know for me, having a life partner, I want to experience every stage of life together as we are. Not as we wish we were, or, like we were together when we were in she was in her 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, now me in my 60s, she's closing in on the 60s. It's like, yeah, that's what we signed up for.
Yeah, but Pat, let's say she's feeling down about herself. And a little procedure will make her that much happier.
Well, that's what he said.
No, I'm saying I want to understand what
Yeah.
is making you feel badly about yourself. Because honestly, I don't think one cosmetic procedure is going to solve the problem. I don't.
True, but
And I'll put it this way: people who start down this path,
Yeah, they keep.
they
going.
don't stop at one. They don't. What was it you said? Rinse and repeat?
yeah.
Yeah.
They don't stop at one.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
And some people continue to repeat, repeat.
So
Yeah.
none of us would do it. Well,
No.
you said hair transplant.
Yeah, that way, if somebody
If you would do a hair transplant, I would follow.
well, I was about to say
Really?
that.
Why?
It's
Why?
like-
Peer
it's
pressure?
If somebody comes with me, I won't go by myself.
Because it's a little bit, it goes
Yeah.
against, our basic philosophy.
No,
but,
but I would go with you.
To Constantinople.
the public
Right.
baths.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would do.
I agree. But you're okay. I mean, I'm the one who's got more,
Well,
you're
I'm okay,
fine.
but
You're fine. You're
you
fine.
can always be more than okay.
Yeah. No, but that would be just, yeah.
So so this is a revelation.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
I'm like wow.
Well, we all have, kind of one,
Well,
idiosyncrasy for the love of God.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, in terms of looks.
so you're saying nothing else is going to come out for you guys?
No.
This is the one.
That's-
This is the one.
This is the one. This is it.
Okay, I'm still looking for mine.
Okay. Looking for what? Idiosyncrasy.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Come on. Everybody.
From a cosmetic perspective?
Yes.
I mean, knock on wood. I mean,
Yeah, everything's okay.
He's happy with who he
You're
is.
well endowed.
knock on wood.
Oh, that counts?
record show.
Yeah, right?
Everything,
Look,
everything works well. Everything's good.
and it's not surgery, hair transplant.
Okay, there, now you're convincing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
Well, I mean, you're not
A
under,
toupee is it?
you're not under general
But a hair
anesthesia. You're not under,
But it's a procedure.
yeah, but very low risk,
Very routine.
very routine.
But okay, so is that the reason why you wouldn't undergo other procedures? Because they involve anesthetics and they're making.
Yeah, of course, it's all part of it.
And I don't need anything else.
No, but I mean, it's
Says
part.
you.
Come on, spit it out.
To me,
You open the door. Let's go.
No,
What
you
else?
opened the door.
to me, surgery is like medication. If you don't need it, don't take it. If you don't need it, don't have it. I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't get any worse.
Yeah, I don't want to tamper with the,
That's
with
it, like-
biology and your
No, it's because
physiology.
even medication, some people like overdo it, even Tylenol. People don't realize how bad Tylenol is for you in the long run. So,
What's wrong with Tylenol?
liver, kidney,
When you take it normally, like the occasional fever?
oh, you can't.
No,
No.
you're talking about people.
You take it every day.
Well, why do people take Tylenol every day?
Oh,
Some people are
yeah,
addicted.
yeah,
Really? First time I'm hearing this.
yeah.
Addicted to Tylenol.
Yeah, because they think they have a headache all the time.
Or something stronger. Sure.
So, so if you don't need it,
How about LASIK surgery? Would you do that?
well, that's your eyes.
No.
Yeah.
I
So
wouldn't
you
do
would
it.
or-
I would not do it.
You would.
I wouldn't do it. No.
That doesn't fall under cosmetic.
Yeah, it doesn't
No, I wouldn't.
follow
No,
because
no,
that it's your eyes.
It's okay. That's normal. That's
Well,
that's.
it's in a sense it's cosmetic because you're
Like
not
you're
wearing glasses.
having your eyelids done is cosmetic.
No, I know, but you're not wearing glasses.
Having these things removed is cosmetic.
I
Yeah.
know, but you're not wearing glasses, for example. To me, it's
Well, I
that's
think
part of the.
I think
cosmetic.
eyeglasses these days they look good.
There are people
They're-
who don't need glasses who are wearing
Yeah,
them because
exactly.
they're trying to make it fashion.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly. So
Fair.
LASIK is it's a go.
It's a go.
Actually, now you talk about that because that's one thing that really reminds me of aging that infuriates me.
What's that?
My eyesight, I'm long-sighted, no problem. But when it comes to reading or writing, I need
Yeah,
glasses.
but that's all
And there are people who have the reverse problem.
Yeah, but I mean, for some reason that annoys me. That's what I feel like one time, it just happened that I forgot my glasses at home. I mean, just my whole day, was a sham, was ruined because I didn't have my glasses, right? I mean, that's really old guy attitude.
And you know what?
What?
The fact that you forgot is
Yeah.
also.
I feel the love. I just really feel the love. Just keep giving it to me.
You put it.
Over the plate.
You put it
Yeah,
right over the
right
plate.
middle,
Call
right
it
over
what
the
you
plate.
like. It's genuine.
So there you go.
It's
Okay,
genuine.
all right. So there you go. There you go. I do have issues with aging. It's come out.
He hit that one out of the park. He told the
Right.
left field, don't.
Actually,
Don't even look.
I feel for you because it's happening to me right now, and I've been fortunate that my eyesight's held for as long as it has.
Yeah.
But when I get in front of my PC, you saw my PC set up at home with
Mhm.
the screens. Some mornings I'm fine, other mornings it's blurry, and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because up until now, I mean, I've been extremely fortunate that I could, my phone. I haven't increased the font.
I have to increase the font on my phone.
Yeah.
You ever see his phone?
Aki wanted me to ask you a question.
Yes.
What were you doing in the minutes or hours preceding your blurry?
Yeah, exactly.
Knock on wood.
Film at 6. Knock on wood.
It's weird. Some days,
Yeah.
it works. Some days it doesn't. And,
Yeah, but that's very annoying. Eyesight.
and that's bothering me. And at this point, I'm resisting as much as I can. I'm doing eye exercises to try and strengthen my reading vision, and I want to continue as long as I can. But there are times when I just can't, especially when I have to do some work on the computer.
So for nearsighted.
Yeah, for sure. For
Nearsighted.
Yeah.
So what's the issue? I'm just asking the question. What's the issue with buying reading glasses?
I have reading
And-
glasses.
Yeah.
So if you need them, you wear them. And if you don't, you don't.
Well, what happens, unfortunately, is as soon as you start wearing them, your eyesight, you need them. Like, if you put on those glasses and you take them off, I don't know if you use glasses or not.
I do. For
Okay,
reading.
so-
Exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so can you still read without them though?
No. Well, to your
It
point.
depends. A soup can, no.
Okay, so I can read.
But why would you strain your eyes? Because the fact of the matter is, if you're reading fine print and
Yeah.
you feel you're straining to read,
Right. I
And if
haven't
you
gotten
put on a
headaches
pair,
yet.
and if you put on a pair of reading glasses, oh, okay, it magnifies it. It looks clearer.
Yeah, it does.
What's the issue?
Then take those glasses off again and look at that thing, and you won't see a damn
Well,
thing.
immediately there's the impact, right? Immediately, but if you go several hours and you feel like your eyesight is better and it's not straining, then
To me, it's just a sign of aging and like serious aging.
So we talked all about looks and stuff, and wrinkles and how you look and all that stuff, and none of that bothers me. But my eyesight bothers the hell out of me,
okay.
and that's just something that's
So
personal
I would
to
just
me.
say, look,
We're absolutely in the same league.
there were kids in elementary school who had to wear glasses.
Exactly.
So
I know,
the
but
way
all my life I've never had.
Yeah.
I understand. So and I
So-
did for most of my adult life, and I'm thinking, you know what? So I was fortunate. I didn't have to wear glasses. Okay, and now I do.
Thank you.
Big deal.
Yeah. Well, I don't have that attitude. I'm raging against the machine.
No, Ryan,
Screw
you're better than that.
Yeah, exactly. I am better than
No.
that. That's why I'm not going to
No.
take the damn glasses. I'm better than those fucking glasses. I'm going to fight as long as I can.
Yeah.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
Who's driving you home tonight?
My farsightedness
I
is
know.
perfect.
Same with me. Same with me.
Yeah, it's actually I went to an optometrist and she explained to me how there's this Goldilocks thing that happens for a while. It doesn't last forever, but for a while, as your long distance sight gets a little bit worse, it actually strengthens your reading to compensate for the age-related degeneration of your nearsightedness over time. It only lasts for a certain amount of time, though. She said it doesn't last forever. But you seem to have fallen into that thing for now, where you could still read fairly well and you could still see far, no problem. So that's what she had explained to me. So, but it seems like I'm kind of running out of my runway, so to
I
speak.
try to understand the connection to Goldilocks.
The not too hot, not too cold, like
Oh, okay. Porridge.
the porridge. That's
Okay.
it.
I don't remember her with glasses.
It's like finding the planets in the Goldilocks range. It's just the right place.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah.
So no, before we finish, just so you know, she was a 60-year-old woman who had cosmetic procedures, LASIK surgery, right?
What are we talking about?
Goldilocks. For Dominic. This was for Dominic. There you go.
I'm not with it today, guys.
Yeah, she'd been influenced by Jane Fonda. But anyway, before we digress too much, guys, any other thoughts on this topic?
Yeah, Bunky,
We're
my
doing
hair
well.
comes back.
Well, we
So we agree, we're not chasing the fountain of youth.
We're not chasing the fountain of youth.
no, but we can become
Not-
really controversial with a few statements if you want to.
Not with surgery.
Oh wow.
You know what? The floor is yours.
Well, okay. So how do we now compare that to the amount of surgery required to change your body because you have body dysmorphia?
What's the difference?
What do you mean?
What's the difference in the mindset of a person who's seeking to have surgery on their body versus someone who's doing it on their face or?
Okay, now what do you say if they want to change their gender?
Oh.
What does that have to do with aging? Oh, for Christ's sakes.
I just want to,
Right.
In order to look younger or for some other reason?
We're
in
not,
order to look younger.
we're not talking about
They're killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah, that was a stretch to
I
begin
think-
with.
You know what? Live and let live.
Yeah,
That's a whole
If
other
we're
layer.
talking about adults making decisions for themselves,
There you go.
live and let live. If we're talking about young individuals who might be confused at various stages,
That could be a good discussion at some point.
well, so let's
I think it's on the list.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Y'all look beautiful.
I can't see you.
That's because
Let's all get back to the race.
all right, beauties.
Okay.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
See you in a week.
Bye, guys.